VeChain, are you in or are you out? In today's video, I want to dive into VeChain, not just as a project, but the company as a whole, talk a little bit about the founder, Sonny, and hopefully give you some perspective as to why I haven't given up on VeChain. My name is Donnie Joseph, and I appreciate you being here today. Definitely like, subscribe, and leave a comment today. Let me know your thoughts, but we're just going to jump right in. Okay, so VeChain right now is trading for just a little bit over a penny. And a lot of people in the space have given up on it. I'm not one of those guys. And the reason why I'm still a believer in VeChain is because, like anything else, I don't just look at the charts. Okay. Now, let me give you a little bit of background to why I've gotten to where I'm at. Okay. So if you're new to this channel, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself, and it'll help you understand how I make my decisions when I'm looking at projects. Okay. So my dad was a heroin addict and in and out of incarceration. And so at an early age, it put me in a lot of difficult and unsafe situations. Okay. But one of the things that it did was it developed a characteristic within me, which was to be able to read people. Okay. I had to know when I was safe and when I wasn't. And I took that characteristic and I used it in my career. I later went on to become a barber. I was a barber behind the chair for roughly 15, 16 years, and then went on to open a barber school and some shops and write some books. And I say all that to say that my career as a barber also allowed me to further refine and develop my ability to read people and see what they're about and identify when they're good human beings and maybe when they weren't, when somebody had potential, when somebody had ulterior motives. It was easy for me to identify those characteristics. And so how does all of that relate to VeChain? Well, when I look at VeChain, you have to start at the top. And at the top of VeChain is Sonny, right? He's the founder. And I use those characteristics, that skill set of reading people, and I use that lens or that ability to view through that lens when I look at Sonny. And my analysis and my takeaway is that Sonny is somebody that I believe in. He's somebody that has a great vision. He has extreme work ethic. And he has the ability to look forward and make adjustments before things are even needing to be adjusted. And I've seen him do this with his company. And you may be thinking like, well, man, VeChain, it's trading at a penny today. And its all-time high was, 25 cents or 27 cents, whatever it was. And, this thing is it has no value. But a lot of the projects in the crypto space are that way. A lot of the projects are upside down. If you've been here, you would know that. If you're new to it, you may not understand, but everything is down. And so again, when I look at Sonny, the first thing I do is evaluate him as the head of the company. Okay, what kind of things is he focused on? Number one, I see him continuously looking down the line and looking at spaces that have not been filled. And what I mean by that is, like, as you know, if you're a VeChain guy, you know that he's big on sustainability. And sustainability, while it may not be a big deal today, it's projected to be in the hundreds of billions of dollars shortly in the future, that space. And if you look at VeChain and Sonny, he's the leader in that space by a long shot. But that's not the only thing that I look at when I look at VeChain and when I look at Sonny Lu. What kind of person is he? Well, every time I see him, he's doing interviews, and the interviews that he does, he's a genuinely good person. That makes me confident in investing in his company. But then I take it one step further and I look at, well, what are some of the partnerships that Sonny Lu is working on or that has? And I see that he's partnered with BMW and Walmart and Louis Vuitton and Franklin Templeton, one of the largest financial companies in the world. And then I look at the partnership with UFC, and I think that one kind of seals the deal for me in terms of partnerships. Because I look at how close he is with Dana White, who is arguably one of the most successful businessmen in the US right now, has done an amazing job at building the UFC. Everything that Dana White has done has done really well. Seems like he always makes the right decisions at the right time. When COVID closed down all of sporting, Dana White pulled the trigger and resumed UFC fights. And I can't make my decision based solely on Dana White, but it tells me a lot about what I need to know. Dana White is their, I don't know what the official title is, but I think it has to do with like development in terms of like marketing. Maybe that's not the right word for it, but it's something in that space. Okay. He's invested over $1 million into VeChain. He sits on the board. But then I zoom out a little bit more and I go, man, if I'm looking at the relationships that Sonny Lu's developing, and one of those relationships is with Dana White, then I have to also look at the relationships that Dana White has. And Dana White, his circle is, or within his tight circle, he has the president, Donald Trump. Now, like him or hate him or whatever, that's neither here nor there. He's the guy that's making all of the rules. He's the guy that's leading the country. And that's one of Dana White's closest allies. I mean, they're doing a fight at the White House, on the White House lawn. And VeChain, who is the biggest sponsor of the UFC, you don't think that those guys are having conversations? You don't think that some of the decisions that are being made will impact VeChain? I guarantee you that Donald Trump isn't gonna make a decision that's gonna put his close buddy Dana White into a bad circumstance. And so again, sometimes you have to zoom out a little bit and look at the other things that don't show up on the charts. And here's something else to take into perspective when you're looking at VeChain. And I've used this when I used to bet sports, and I use this just in general in how I live my life. But when everybody's thinking one thing, sometimes I go the other way. And right now, everybody is going the other way on VeChain, and everybody is selling their ships and they're gone. And so right now is the time to get in when it's completely underpriced and undervalued. Now's the time. It's not when the hype is there, when the charts are green and things are just going parabolic and everybody comes rushing in. That's when you're going to lose money. You make money on the buy, not on the sell. You make money on the buy. You realize it on the sell. And right now, to me, that's why I buy. I accumulate. I mean, I can go buy a coffee for $5, or I can go buy $5 worth of VeChain that's at a penny a token. And if it doesn't go up in the next month, I don't care, because I'm zooming out and I'm looking at the company and I'm looking at the future. And so if it takes me a year, 2 years, 3 years, so be it. I'm going to take advantage of being able to accumulate right now while it's undervalued. And when everybody comes rushing in because it's hitting some crazy number, I'll sell to those guys and let them get stuck holding the bag. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying. I do have my exit targets with VeChain. I think my first exit target is at 8 cents. My second exit target is somewhere around 17 or 18 cents. I don't have the numbers right in front of me. My third exit target is at 27 cents. I believe it's going to go much higher than that. Not all at once, but could I see $1, a $2, a $3 VeChain in the future? Absolutely. And so if I can accumulate right now at a penny, then I can fill up my bag. That's what I'm going to do. And so none of this is financial advice. This is just perspective. I encourage you to do your own research. If you're new to crypto and you're looking for a project, I would definitely take a look at VeChain. Amongst other things, I would take a look at things that are real world utility projects. And again, VeChain is one of those for me. Definitely do your research. Take your time. Don't use emotion. Do it with competency because you've done your due diligence. That's all I got for you today. Again, if you enjoyed the video, definitely like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Are you in or are you out on VeChain? Until next time, I hope you're well. We'll see you soon.